Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's we're going to be looking at the most affordable version of the Tacoma. Before we get in this video, I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to the Brent Brown Toyota here in Orem, Utah for giving me some time with this truck. I'll include a link to their website in the description down below so you can check what they have currently. And then on a side note, if you want to save time and money the next time you purchase a car, link to my car buying guide in the description down below. Let's get into it. Under the hood, we have a turbocharged 2.4 liter 4-cylinder that goes through an 8-speed automatic transmission. Fuel economy is 19 around town and then 24 on the highway, with power outputs being 278 horsepower and then 317 pound-feet of torque. Before we move forward with this review, I do want to mention, if you want to see more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. So starting with the hood, you guys can see how it's raised there on either side. I think it looks pretty cool. And they got the new style of headlights. Pretty much all of them are like this where they're blacked out. Again, really sharp with the design, I think. Darker trim here for the grille. Notice the Toyota logo though, silver. Even though this is more baseline, still has fog lights. And then we got a big old air dam there at the bottom. And so putting it all together, the contrast in this one between the white and the darker elements looks good. Around the side here, our tire wheel setup is 245/70/17 in the front and over in the rear. You can see here with the wheels, you got the silver there for the coloration. Still have independent front suspension with the Tacoma. And then this is interesting with the fender flare. Even on this it's painted, which is nice. And notice how like this is fender, but then this is technically kind of like fender flare, but it's on the bumper. So I guess it's bumper flare is what we'll call it. Anyways, splash guard there. You can see Tacoma on the side. Notice the mirror caps and the door handles are actually painted. Even this part is painted, which looks nice. SR5 on the back. And then you can see the same thing here, how this pops out, kind of like a fender flare. So, but this one's fully attached, so this is not, that's just fender, right? And then we do have coil suspension. Here's the side profile with this. Taking a look at the key fob, we have our lock and unlock function. We got the Toyota logo there as well. And then popping in, the tailgate's not dampened, so you do have to lower it down yourself. But notice this one's got protection from the factory, so you don't have to worry about any of that. It says Tacoma there at the end. So yeah, pretty big bed, pretty normal size for a mid-size pickup truck. Tailgate is nice and light. Got the Tacoma logo there, and then you guys can see with the new tail lights. And then notice those are like little jack points there, and then you got the receiver hitch in the center. So finishing things up, there's the exterior. Now popping inside with the SR5, it's kind of more of a work truck, so you can see pretty basic with the material use throughout. And then here are these seats. All the cloth trim. Got the underseat storage with this. There's kind of a better look. These straps right here, this clicks into there to hold the seat up. Let's see how it is to get in. Got to step up a little bit, but not too bad. Pretty typical with the legroom for a mid-size pickup truck. Got some cup holders there. And then headroom, it's pretty good. Taking a look at the front door panel, again, soft touch down below. And look at this, the handle. All of our window controls, mirror adjustments. The mirrors do have blind spot monitoring. And then on this one, payload is 1,200 pounds. And then cloth front seats. I like this new seat design. It's pretty cool looking. All of your adjustments and everything on the side. And then you can see with the stability control there, and then for the cargo light as well. And then the steering wheel is manually adjustable. Now this is interesting. They've made the steering wheel look the same as the upgraded steering wheel, but if you actually touch it, it's not the same. So it's it's kind of like fake in a way. If you ever have a chance, just touch it and you'll understand what I'm talking about. It's like the basic material, but it looks fancier. You've got stuff like adaptive cruise control, lane keep assist, controls for the center, volume controls, all of that. And then your regular stocks on the back. And then you can see with the gauge cluster on this one, it actually has some analog elements on either side, but you still can scroll through a bunch of different bits of info there in the center with the screen. In reverse, we've got a backup camera with trajectory lines that turn with the steering wheel and resolution with it's dang solid. And then as for the rest of the infotainment system, quick response time. Got the analog volume control there, so easy to use. And then you got some vents down below, single zone climate. Got the temps all the way up. It's not on right now. I actually have to move the shifter out of the way. You can see the kind of storage charging area here. And then we've got the nice grab handle as well. Got our parking brake here, you can see auto hold, and then we've got our 2-speed transfer case, and your tow haul mode, and then your ECT power. Some cup holders here, and then center console. Nice padding on the top. Got storage above the glove box. It says Tacoma, and then you got the glove box itself. And then no sunroof, and then the rear glass is fixed. Now here's a quick look at the window sticker. You guys can see the standard equipment here. There's your base MSRP. We've got a few options, including the spray and bed liner. Total MSRP is $42,849. This is pretty much the least expensive you're going to see in terms of what a dealership is going to order on one of these. Let's drive it. Well, let's talk about visibility before we set off. Here's visibility over the hood, both the mirrors. And let's try to keep this up. And let's set off. We're finally getting some spring here, little flowers. No bees yet. Those will come later. But Tacoma SR5, just in time for tax season, right? Tax returns. So these cloth seats are actually pretty comfortable. The backrest is a little bit harder, but it's not uncomfortable, it's just harder. And I like the bolstering on the Tacoma seats. It's nice. Interesting to see those TRD Pro seats, how those feel. It seems like they're staggering the release on that compared to the regular Tacomas. Whew. Good torque out of the engine. Comparison that I really want to do is this versus the Ford Ranger, because the 2.4 in this and the 2.3 in the Ranger are very similar in terms of power outputs. So it'd be interesting to see, you know, which one feels the most powerful. And then also the rest of the trucks, right? Ranger versus Tacoma. I feel like that's an iconic comparison. Hopefully get that soon. But yeah, I mean, it drives, the SR5 drives fine. The thing that surprises me about the new Tacoma is, you know, you think with the new coil suspension that it would make it drive significantly different, and you don't get as much wheel hop in the back end as you do with the leaf springs, so it does stay more planted, but it's really not as different as you'd think. It's like I said, planted, but it's not necessarily more comfortable. Again, it's pretty similar to what it has been in the past. What I will say, it's a nice drive. It is a nice drive. And the Tacoma still feels like a mid-sized pickup truck, so you still have that kind of like lightweight truck feel. It's, you know, it's body on frame, so it still drives like a truck, but it feels more lightweight. And this torque is solid as can be. Yeah, I think they've done a really good job with this powertrain, how it delivers power and all of that. It always feels like there's something to give when it comes to power. It's impressive. So yeah, let's sum things up with this Tacoma SR5. When it comes to the exterior, I think that looks good. It's nice. Again, for a base model truck, I think it looks better than the, you know, SR5 of the last gen Tacoma. I think they've improved the base model styling, is what we'll say. And then the interior, again, for a work truck, it's, I don't know, it's nice. It's where it needs to be. It's what you kind of expect with this type of truck, and it drives well. So yeah, I think this is nicely packaged out, and you know, this is in terms of features and everything, this is what most people are looking for in a truck. You know, truck prices have gotten so high that I feel like people have now realized that, and also like now that we've had a lot of like luxury features for a long time, I think people are now realizing they don't really need all of that, because it's just, you know, down the road it's more stuff to break. And you know, half these luxury features in modern vehicles, it's like, don't even use them. Like I think all the time, like I've got, you know, I've had vehicles with like those huge infotainment systems, and it's like I've never used the navigation in the car, and the only thing I use the infotainment system for is the camera and the radio. And I'm like, I could have a much smaller, much simpler screen and get the same utility out of it. So let me know you guys think about basically, again, the most affordable Tacoma that you can buy, because I really don't think dealers are going to order, you know, maybe like for fleet orders, they'll do the learn package. But in terms of like a regular customer order, I don't think dealers are going to order anything less expensive than this.